Verily I say unto you, there be some standing here which shall not taste of death till they see the Son of Man coming in his kingdom. All right. For a few minutes, I want to talk about soul saving. Soul saving. An ignorance of worth can create a bargain. An ignorance of worth can create a bargain. There are a lot of items that have been purchased at a garage sale, Roman sale, that turned out to be worth over billions of dollars. Paintings by some of the great artists. With somebody's basement, somebody's back room, turned out to be very, very valuable. And they sold it for $2, $3, because they did not know the value of what they had. Wrestling with the Lord, trying to decide what to preach about. I was supposed to have a guest preacher, but I didn't want to do that to him. And so I decided I was going to try to preach it myself. I started that day, he said, we're ready to preach my vacation. So I said, I'm going to go ahead on and try to say something. Lord, what did you say after you've been preaching 49 years? Actually, I don't celebrate anniversaries as much as I take it as a time to look back and see. On one, you know you've been blessed just to be here. But what is the Lord trying to tell you? What advancement have we made? When I'm wrestling with the whole concept, I'm going to the internet again. I, for some reason, been listening to this guy, James Baldwin. And I was looking at it, they had this conversation. Guy flew to the other side of the world to take a conversation between James Baldwin and this lady called Nikki Giovanni, great poet. Wasn't that familiar with her works? This was taped back in 1971. I knew God was in it because that's the same year I started preaching. See this Fox, she was great. She was great. And her program, she was talking. She and James Baldwin. Great minds, great minds. James Baldwin didn't follow him that much. I knew he was supposed to be homosexual. You know, if you're not careful, you'll miss God's blessing because you hold a heart or some stuff in your head. God sometimes uses the weirdest folk to bless you. Sometimes we got to get rid of our stuff before God can give us what he has us to know. So I listened to Baldwin and said I didn't know that much about her. And they were exchanging ideas. Baldwin was onto something. He was talking quite a bit about this racial thing. He had a very different perspective during his lifetime. This whole notion of reparations and white folks giving us something. He said, I don't need white folks to give me anything. All you need to do is get out of my way and let me get it myself. You're talking about this, say it loud, I'm black and I'm proud. You know, at that time, in the 70s, that was fresh stuff. That's when, see, y'all read about it, I lived it. He said, I don't see what the big deal is because you ought to be proud already. You ought not need somebody to tell you your worth. And so, listen to him and he's saying this idea that a lot of blacks have been messed up because they buy into this notion that they are not worth a whole lot. Remember the 70s, that's during the time when the folks started wearing those processes and clocks and started wearing naturals and started to realize that we got a lot to be proud of. You got bad hair and I got good hair. Found out, you flip the script, it might not be what you think. One of the most shocking definitions I heard when I was reading about hair, they said white folks had straight hair and black folks had curly hair. But see, that ain't what they taught me. They said white folks had good hair, curly hair. We had kinky hair. But kinky ain't nothing but curly. See, it's all about perspective. So you have to come to grips with, maybe instead of trying to compare me to somebody else, I should just be proud of the way God. Be careful you get off into that mess and start thinking, white brothers are better than black brothers. Dark brothers. I had got a good friend, the Lester connection. Every time I see him, he said, man, yellow Negroes are not in right now. Y'all thought I was going to say something, but I didn't say it. Yellow Negroes ain't in no more. It's black Israelites here right now. Say, go and enjoy your day, son. We coming back. But it's just a little thing we had going between the two of us, because if you're not careful, you start judging folk on that kind of craziness. Listen to these two intellectuals, and they are these two great minds. I like this whole idea of worth, because I've never been the kind of person to try to impress people. I really don't give a damn what you think about me, as long as I know who I am. Right. See, some people get all caught up in reputation. Reputation is what other folks say you are. Character is who you are. As long as you know who you are, it doesn't matter what folks say about you. You can't be a preacher without folks lying on you. If you're not careful, you get caught up on talk instead of who you are. Somebody called me a sissy. Well, that ain't going to cause me to get all in an uproar, because I know who I am. Right. Oh, here's somebody. You call me boy, I figure that's your problem. You don't know the difference between a boy or a man. You know what I'm saying? And so I like this whole notion of self-worth, having an idea of what self-worth is. Listen to these intellectuals. I'm not intimidated by intellectuals. I think intellectuals is really relative. I don't care how smart you are, you can go in the right environment, you're as dumb as a doornail. I was thinking about Mr. One of the members at my church. He was not, didn't consider himself that sharp. He was, they had two members. One of them couldn't read at all. He could barely do a little bit, but he was good friends with the guy who couldn't read, because he considered both of them as uneducated and unlearned. But they're two of the sweetest guys you ever want to meet. Two nice guys. And I'd go out to his farm. He called his farm. His house was a lot of land. He had all kinds of ducks, goats, and all kinds of stuff on him. But I'd walk on that property and see all those trees. In the wintertime, trees don't have leaves. Now, James, if you expect me to tell you what a tree is, I need to see a leaf. It ain't but about three, Coach. It ain't but three. I can tell you what a fig tree is, when you got the leaves. I can tell you what a pecan tree is, I thought, until I saw was a walnut tree, and the leaf ain't that much different. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to tell you is that when it's wintertime, the leaves are gone. We talking about evergreen. Trees. I can't tell you what kind of tree it is. He walked down there, that's an oak, that's a pin oak, and that's a hickory tree. Now I'm in awe. I'm the one that's college educated. I'm the one supposed to be smart. But right now I'm about ignorant all get out. You see, knowledge is not a matter of how much you know, it's a matter of where you are. Because you can be an expert in one arena and you can be plumb messed up in another. These two brilliant folk were talking. And then he said something that blew me away. They started making fun of preachers, which that is surprising. I've seen ball and talk about church folk before. And I don't blame folks for that, because you see, sometimes some church folks need to be talked about. Some preachers need to be talked about. That's another sermon. I got time for that. But anyway, she said, it's like when people say, what is the profit of man if he gains the whole world and loses his soul? See, I don't get that. Say, the profit to me is the world. The world. The word. Y'all listen to y'all. I'm listening to this, and I'm listening to these minds. I'm in awe of these great thinkers. But then they said something. What does it profit a person if they gain the whole world and lose their soul? See, that's not a big deal for me. That's the word. Never heard it before. As brilliant as her mind is, as pretty as she is, as pretty as she is, she gonna say something dumb like that. And I said, the problem is, she does not know the value of a soul. She's talking about her age, she's talking about somebody. And you know what I'm saying? At that time, 1971, I was 21. She was 28. I figured it's not, get up here and talk about the lady, and don't tell me what happened in all the years in between. So the Lord fixed, I had a chance to see another speech by her in some symposium when she was in her 70s. And she, in the church, loved the Lord. She said, I love Jesus Christ. And said one of the great problems with our generation, these kids haven't been exposed to church. So she made a complete change in that regard. But back then she said something that really got me stirred up for the day. Ain't gonna keep it long. You heard most of my sermons. I just came to talk with y'all today. We're gonna celebrate. He said, the word. My first sermon gave me that passage. I didn't have verse 20, I started verse 21. But that's one verse I live by. What does it profit a man? What does it profit a person if they gain the whole world and lose his soul? The world. Well, you missed the profit part. He didn't say if you gain the world, you wouldn't gain anything. The world is a lie. What he said, she says, I gained the world, which means she doesn't understand either the meaning of profit, which I knew she did, or she doesn't know the value of a soul. The value of a soul. Don't fool yourself, she's not by herself. A lot of folks grasp, they can't grasp this whole idea of a soul, how valuable a soul is. They are distracted by the world. You see, in this text, you got two conversations going on. You got two thinkers going on. You got Jesus doing God talk, and you got Peter doing man talk. Jesus doing soul talk, and Peter doing world talk. There are a lot of folks who are talking the talk, but they're doing more world talk than they are God talk. World talk can make a lot of sense. World talk can get you on the level, but you have to understand that world talk can't compete with God talk. There's some things you can't appreciate with world thinking. In order for you to appreciate it, you've got to get on a spiritual level. Do I have a witness here that some folks miss it because they are dealing with secular minds and carnal thinking instead of dealing with this God who is a spiritual God, that they that worship him must worship him in spirit and in truth. They don't understand this idea. The world has a lot to offer, but the world cannot compete with God. Do I have a witness here? So I'm going to start off talking about Best Buy. I'm starting, but I'm about through at the same time. Don't get nervous. It's the Best Buy. The Best Buy. They're going to talk about a bargain buy. A bargain buy. That bargains can be had from those who don't know the value of their soul. I said bargains can be had. That it's easy to get folks to sell out when they don't recognize what they're selling. That's why the devil can get young folk quick, because they don't realize what they're giving up. Y'all not going to admit it, but when I was young, I made some bad choices. Yes. Made some bad choices because I didn't understand the consequences. Oh, I thought I did. I heard it. I heard it preach to me like I'm preaching to you. I thought I was smart, but you know, young folk are smarter than grown folk if you talk to them about this. You know, one of the great mysteries to me when I was in college is I was sitting out on the campus my sophomore year, and I went out there that freshman year talking to this friend of mine, a girl I knew that I met at school, and we sitting on the campus talking my freshman year. And then a year later we were on the same spot talking. See, it's amazing how much we've learned since we've been here. I wish I had a witness here. But then I said, you know what? I said, the mystery is that if you asked me last year, I thought I knew it all. See, a lot of times we think we know more than we know, but if you are learning so much, you must have learned something you didn't know. And in order for you to learn, you got to admit that you gained something you did not have before. And so I have to come to grips with, I need to know how valuable I am. Yeah. I need to understand that I can buy a soul cheap, but it's going to cost down the road. Peter, he was allowing the devil to use him. Peter was having one of those Satan sales. I call it. You see, the devil loves to get you to sell. You see these movies when people say, I sold my soul to the devil. And the devil offers them so much, and they said what he offered them is worth giving up all this other stuff. And so they sell their souls. And Peter was allowing the devil to use him. But remember, he doesn't think the devil is using him. He thinks he's doing Jesus a favor. Jesus is saying, I got to die. I got to go to Jerusalem. I got to allow men to handle me and use me. And Peter said, oh, no, don't talk crazy like that. We're not going to let that happen to you. We are standing by your side. We're going to stand with you. You don't have to worry about it happening to you. And Jesus turned around to him and says, get behind me, Satan. Yeah. Because Peter was talking Satan's talk. He was talking Satan's value. Peter had undervalued a soul and he overvalued the world. Sometimes you don't know how much a soul is, and sometimes you don't know the value of the world, and you might think one is more valuable than it is. And look at what Jesus says. He says, you are overvaluing the world, and you're undervaluing yourself. He says, but if you come to me, you got to deny yourself, and you got to take up your cross. Here's somebody, and you got to follow me. That you think it's a bargain is not such a bargain. You got to make the right choice. That souls are on sale all the time. The question is, do you know how much you are worth? I knew it. I really knew. If I really knew the value of the soul, I would spend more time trying to help folks not lose theirs. If I really knew the value of the soul, I wouldn't do anything that was going to encourage somebody to lose theirs. If I really knew the value of the soul, I wouldn't put a stumbling block in somebody else's way from seeing the Lord. If I really knew the value of the soul, I wouldn't worry about my position more than saving the soul. The best buy. Well, not only do I see the best buy, but I see the best bread. The best bread. that basically Jesus said you're dealing with what I call bitter bread. See, when you read this passage and you see Jesus talking, you'll notice that there's a parallel between what Jesus is saying here in chapter 16 and what he told Satan when he came out of the wilderness after being fasting 40 days and 40 nights. Do I have a witness here? You see, Peter says, Lord, you're not talking straight. I got a problem with that. Lord, don't talk like that. You ain't got to go through all that kind of stuff. Lord, you don't have to undergo that kind of punishment. It seems like Peter is looking at world logic. Jesus is looking at kingdom logic. Peter is looking at a Lord suffering, and Jesus is saying, you must suffer. Look. If he'd been listening, he could have got it. It's right there in the text. He said, then charged he his disciples that they should tell no man that he was Jesus Christ. Then you go down there. It says, he says, how that he must go to Jerusalem and suffer many times, many things of the elders and the chief priests and scribes. He would be killed. He'd be raised again the third day. Peter said, Lord, and he rebuked him, be it far from thee, Lord, this shall not be unto thee. Back up. He messed up. Look at verse 12. He said, Jesus said that I must go unto Jerusalem. That means I must suffer. I must suffer many things. I must suffer many things from the elders, from the chief priests, and from the scribes. I must be killed. Lord, you don't have to do all this. And he said, no, I must. Now understand, he tells them what he must do before Peter opens his mouth. But he opens his mouth the wrong way. And then he says, get behind me. Come on here, somebody. Y'all missed it. The Bible said he was in the wilderness for 40 days and 40 nights. And as soon as he come out of the wilderness, the first thing out of the devil's mouth is, command these stones, come on here, somebody, be made bread. Come on, Jesus didn't say I can't turn stones into bread. He simply says man must not live by, come on here, somebody. In other words, Jesus is saying, yeah, you think the solution to your problem is bread, when the devil is always trying to give you bread. He's always trying to get you to make bread. He's always trying to get you to use your energy for bread making. And he said, but that's not what it's all about. Man does not live by bread alone. Man lives by the word of God. Do I have a witness here? That you got to understand that just like he must suffer, we must suffer. Just like he had to be persecuted, we've got to be persecuted. Look, he said, I tell you what, if you bow down to me and I give you everything you see out there, you can have the whole world. He said, no, you don't bow down to you. God says the only one you worship is him. Do I have a witness here? Y'all missed it. He said, you know what? He said, I tell you what, why don't you just jump down off this cliff and before you hit the bottom, the Lord will catch you. He sent angels to catch you. He said, you don't tempt God that way. You don't play with God that way. God ain't that kind of God. You don't go through life trying to test God, trying to put God on trial, trying to get God to prove to you. God don't have to prove himself to you. If you, God, you need to do this. If you really, God, give me a new car. And if you really, God, give me a new house. God doesn't have to give you a house to prove he's God. He was God when you woke up this morning. When you go to sleep tonight, he'll still be God. He's God before you were born. He'll be God before you did. He's God all by himself. He doesn't need anybody else. He's God. He's God. He's God. He's God. And so I got to understand, Peter, you need to get behind me. Satan. In other words, here is Peter think he's fighting for Jesus. Here is Peter think he's talking for Jesus. I'm your support system. I got your back. You don't have to worry about no priest. You don't have to worry about no scribe. Anybody mess with you, mess with me. And instead of Jesus turning around and saying, thank you, bro, Jesus turned and said, get behind me, devil. Get behind me, Satan. I wish I had a witness here. You're trying to get me to depend on you. I depend on my Father. You're trying to get me to think I can lean on you. I need to lean on the Lord. You're trying to get me to look at the comforts of the world, and I'm listening to a different drum beat. I must suffer. I must go through some trials. I got to go through some hardship because it's through that suffering that God gets me to where He wants me to be. It's not all about me, but He's blessing me so I can be a blessing to somebody else. You're too worried about what's happening to you, and that's what God is using you, and that's how God is using you to be a blessing to somebody else. Yeah. I got to understand that man doesn't live by bread alone. Man needs more than bread. Man needs to understand he needs a power greater than his own. These two intellectuals were talking. They start making fun of the church. Start saying it's the world. Start saying some crazy stuff. And I'm listening. I'm saying, oh my Lord. Isn't it amazing how you can be so intelligent and so unlearned at the same time? Isn't it amazing how you can know so much and know so little at the same time? And then Paul said, and it's the craziness about a man born of a virgin. What kind of mess is that? Why God had to make a break? Why couldn't she just get pregnant by another man? I wish I had a witness here. Know so much and yet know so little. How that stuff don't make no sense. I start thinking about all the things in the Bible that doesn't make sense. I wish I had a witness here. Don't make no sense. God's gonna make a virgin to be conceived a child, and she never knew a man. You know, that's a stumbling block for a lot of folks. That same girl told me I was talking to on campus. She said, I believe everything about it. I got a problem with one thing. I said, what's that? I don't believe in the virgin birth. I said, well, you might as well throw the Bible away. That's the main thing. You know, some folks got a problem with crossing the Red Sea. I wish I had a witness here. One writer said that's overdone. I don't believe in miracles. They didn't really cross the Red Sea was all that deep. That was really the part of the Red Sea that was real shallow. And they crossed over and barely got their feet wet. I said, praise the Lord, that's a miracle. He said, ain't no miracle. Anybody walk up and say, it's a miracle. God drowned Pharaoh's army in a few. I wish I had a witness here. In a few inches of water that you got to get to a point. Either you believe God or you don't believe God. Either you trust God or you don't trust God. Does it make sense? No, it doesn't make sense. And a whole lot of things about God don't make sense. A whole lot of things about God that doesn't add up. But you know what I found out? If you dare to walk with Him, if you dare to trust Him, He'll open up your eyes. He'll enable you to see something you wouldn't have seen otherwise. See, I watched those two intellectuals and Clint while they were sitting there, looked like power, smoked like a pack of cigarettes. It was less than an hour and a half, and he said, he lighted up and she lighted up and they smoking. And I said, well, I see what killed him. He probably died of lung cancer. And she's young, pretty, 28. That was 1971. I said, wait a minute. He said, when I was 21, and she was 28. It's possible she's still alive. I doubt it with all those cigarettes she was smoking. She does have a few years on it. Possible she can be alive. So I go and Google her. Sure enough, I get a late picture of her. She's speaking at that symposium I was telling you about. During the talk, she says, I'm an adventurer. I like to go to places I've never done. If they ever offer rides to Mars, I'd like to go. She said, but I can't go because I was a smoker. I had cancer. And cancer ate up my lungs. They had to take one of my lungs out. She said, the trip to Mars wouldn't bother me. But they say when I come back, when the ship enters the Earth atmosphere, it would shake up my body so much that vacant place in my chest, all my organs would get pushed around. And that experience would probably kill me. I lost my lungs, but I'm glad I'm here. I could have been dead. It could have killed me, but I'm still here to talk about. I wish I had a witness. On one term, she was ready to take the world, but now she's got a new attitude. Yeah. I don't have a lung, but I got a testimony. I learned some things along the way that when you walk with God, you know that God is able to carry you through. I'm through. Jesus said, now you don't need bread. He told that woman at the well, but I have some living bread. I got some bread that you know not of. I got some bread that when you take a bite, you won't have to worry about getting hungry again. I wish I had a witness. I'm telling you, don't eat the world's bread, eat the Lord's bread. If you can have some Jesus bread, it can make a difference in your life. I'm going to close then by talking about the best benefactor. You know what I found out is not what you say, it's how much integrity you have before I can believe what you say. Y'all got a man living in the White House. I don't believe what he says any more than I believe that dope talking to me. He lied more than the rug, and so I have questions. You know, even when he tells the truth, I put a question mark by it. Because you can't trust what he says. But when Jesus talks to you, you can depend on the Lord. When Jesus talks to you, you can depend on what he's telling you. When Jesus talks to you, you can believe what he says is will come to pass. Do I have a witness here? What does it profit a man if he gains the whole world and lose his soul? For the Son of Man shall come in his glory of his Father and his angels, and then he shall reward every man according to his works. He's going to reward. He says, if you keep on going through the suffering, you will have a reward. You see, he talked about a whole lot of things in that suffering. I must suffer punishment. I must suffer death. I must suffer a lot of hardship. But he said, but then I also will be raised up. Yeah. You see, in the midst of suffering, there is a miracle. In the midst of the suffering, there is a reward. That word reward comes from a Greek word, apoeoma. It's like not just a reward, it's a deliverance. It's receiving that which you didn't expect to receive. Jesus says, I will reward you. You can believe what Jesus promises. Not everybody can receive the reward. Only those who are willing to choose God over the world. I must be raised. That's why some folk got a problem with resurrection. They got a problem believing you can bring the dead back to life. But some of you knew that when you were dead in trespasses and sin, the Lord raised you up. Yeah. But when you know he'll raise you up, he gave you life. I've come that they might have life and have it more abundant. Isn't it amazing how your life seemed like it was all over? It was dull and drum, humdrum, and you were just going through the motion, and your soul, and he just gave you life everlasting. He gave you a new way of walking and a new way of talking. Some people got to leave town in order to feel good. But isn't it amazing how the Lord can make you feel good? Yes, just by sitting where you are. You don't need a whole lot. You don't need a whole lot. You don't need a whole lot. But the Lord can take what you have and make something great out of it. God can make you have a new experience just drinking a glass of water when somebody got to drink a fifth of whiskey. God can give you a new attitude while you're walking down the street when somebody has to go on the other side of the world. He knows how to raise you up into a new experience and into a new life. I'm through, but let me tell you something. When Jesus raised Lazarus from the dead, he did something with Lazarus he had not done with anybody else. Yeah, you know, when preacher, Jesus raised a lot of folk from the dead. But Jesus raised Lazarus like he raised nobody else. When he was walking out of town and he gave the widow back her son, homeboy just died that day. And so he raised him up after he'd been dead not even one day. The girl, when he was going to that boy's house and his daughter was dead, they said, don't bother him, let him go. By his way, she just died. He said, don't worry about it, we're going anyway. He raised her up that same day. But Lazarus, the Bible said, he raised him up after 4 days. He didn't even do that with himself. The Bible said he went in the grave and stayed there Friday night, all day Saturday, but he raised himself up on the third day. Well, God raised him up, but he and God are the same. And so he took 3 days to raise him up, but the Bible said he raised up Lazarus after 4 days. Well, what's the big deal, Haynes? Well, you see, 4 days, that's the time they say it takes before stuff starts happening to your body. There are certain parts of your body start deteriorating, and the little bugs that start eating on you, and stuff start happening inside you. Martha wasn't all that sophisticated about it. She just said he's stinking by now. In other words, that's about the time you started stinking. And Jesus said, but you got to understand something. When I say roll away the stone, I'm not just anybody. When I say roll away the stone, I'm somebody who knows what to do when the stone has been rolled away. I'm not just somebody making a request. I can make a difference. I don't need to go through life with the ordinary. I can do the extraordinary. Roll the stone away. He's been dead 4 days, but I'm going to call him out of his grave. Nowhere in the Bible did they say Lazarus was stinking. I can tell you, he may have started stinking before Jesus said,